I have a protein deficiency. Said no one ever. Hello, good people. Welcome to Raw Vegan Rising. My name is Shane Sterling. In this video, we're talking about why vegans are wrong about protein. There is so much misconception about protein. There is a protein myth circulating in our culture, and it creates disease, it creates problems, it creates constipation in our body. The average person thinks that we have to eat a lot of protein-rich foods to be healthy because we are marketed to this way. We're told we need to eat a lot of protein-rich foods from the meat and dairy industry, for one. And even if you're vegan, we're still drilled with this messaging, this marketing that we have to eat a lot of protein to be healthy. And the protein-rich foods are constipating. Ultimately, everything that causes disease, all disease, comes from constipation in the body. And we're not just talking about constipation of the bowels, we're talking about constipation of the lymph system, constipation of the blood and vessels, constipation of the skin, and all the organs of elimination, like the kidneys and the liver and the lungs and the skin especially. You see people with bad skin, that's constipation. We are so confused in our society. We think bad skin comes from like bacteria in the skin, right, that cause acne. No, it's acid buildup, it's congestion, it's mucus caused from protein-rich foods and fat-rich foods. All the longest living people on this planet are basically high-carb, low-fat. Here's a chart of the long-lived cultures which eat high-carb, low-fat. This is from John Robbins' book, Healthy at 100, The Scientifically Proven Secrets of the World's Healthiest and Longest-Lived Peoples. He describes the lifestyles and eating patterns of the long-lived cultures of Abkhazia, Russia, Willcapampa, Ecuador, and the Hunza people of Pakistan. This chart is taken from Robbins' book. Let's look on the far right side here at the Hunzas. The percentage of carbohydrates, 73%. That's like a raw vegan. Percentage of calories from fat, 17%. That's like a raw vegan. Percentage of calories from protein, 10%. That's like a raw vegan. Overall daily calories, 1,800. Yeah, most modern society, first world nations, people are going to be eating a lot more calories than 1,800. Percentage of diet from plant foods, 99%. Percentage of diet from animal foods, 1%. That is not vegan. But these people have cows up there in the mountains, and they don't eat the cows, they eat the raw dairy, 1%. That is so little. That's more like taking a vitamin C tablet than having dairy for food. Salt consumption low, sugar consumption 0, processed food consumption 0, incidence of obesity 0. Let's take a look at another chart here, the top 10 sources of veggie protein. This is a helpful chart. We can see up in the top left corner, we have spinach being 49% protein per calorie. This chart is per calorie. Kale 45%, broccoli 45%. Now let's take a look down in the bottom right corner. We can see beef is 25% protein per calorie, which is about the same as cucumbers, 25% protein per calorie. Obviously, you have to eat more cucumbers to get the same amount of protein, but the point is that there is an abundance of protein in all fresh fruits and vegetables. So actually, I wanted to go into the kitchen. I wanted to show you something. So come with me. So let's check this out. This protein here offers 27 grams of protein per scoop and a half. Okay? So let's just see if we were going to use this in our smoothie. We would take a big scoop and a half approximately. Probably like that amount. Okay, so that's about 27 grams of protein powder right there. 27 grams. Now in this glass, we're gonna do a whole food protein. Okay, so here is some flaxseed. 2 tablespoons of flaxseed. Then we have chia seed. 2 tablespoons of chia seed. now we have hemp hearts. We're going to do 4 tablespoons of hemp hearts. That brings us up to 22 grams of protein right there. Now to top it off, we're going to do 1 tablespoon of spirulina. This is the Health Force spirulina, which I personally like. One tablespoon of spirulina. Okay, that brings us up to 27 grams. 27 grams of whole food protein, right here. 27 grams of processed protein powder. There you have it. Now let's make a smoothie. 2 perfectly ripe bananas, 2 dates, our whole food protein mixture, ice cubes, add some water for desired thickness, and blend. So this right here is the smoothie I made. With the dates and the bananas in there, that is about 30 grams of protein. Let's try it. It's particularly good. You know, normally I don't even make my protein smoothies that high in protein because every single food has protein in it. Every single food you could possibly eat has amino acids in it. It's the building blocks of all life. So anything you put in your smoothie is going to be protein. Now the recommended daily allowance is 0.36 grams per pound of body weight. So for me, at 175 pounds, that means I should be consuming about 63 grams of protein per day. Now that's the United States recommended daily allowance. That's like mainstream knowledge. That's pretty low. So I would only need basically 2 of these smoothies in a day to meet my minimum requirements for protein according to the US government. But what most people don't even understand is that we don't need to focus on protein at all. We just need to focus on carbohydrates. We need to focus on raw carbohydrates, getting in as much raw fruits and vegetables into our diet as possible. This is what starts to really transform our health and make us feel our best and alleviate the congestion and the constipation and the mucus in our bodies that causes disease and acne and skin problems and chronic fatigue that everyone is dealing with. When you try to go vegan or raw vegan and you have cravings and you're battling sensations of hunger and all this, it's not because you're becoming deficient in meat or beans or grains or cooked starches. It's because the bacteria in your gut has been feeding on these foods, these carbohydrate foods, these dense cooked foods for a long time, your entire life. It creates the pathogenic bacteria in there that are feeding on the dead, rotting flesh of meat and the cooked oils and all the things that you shouldn't be putting in your body that causes so much congestion and mucus in your body. So having cravings for food is not a deficiency. It's the gut bacteria communicating with your brain, telling you what to eat. Really, it comes down to cleansing your body. You gotta clean out the mucus in your body. You gotta clean out the congestion in your body. You gotta eat the water-rich foods, the high carbohydrate water-rich foods to flush everything out of your body. You know, it flushes the stagnation out of your brain too. It makes you, gets rid of the depression and the confusion and the anxiety and the anger. You know that cooked oils, the polyunsaturated fats in cooked oils are now linked to brain inflammation, which is linked to anxiety, depression, and suicide. So if you're having depression in your life, if you're having anxiety in your life, it's probably because you're eating too much oil, too much fat in your diet. So you really do yourself a favor and clean out your gut, eat whole raw foods, and that starts the process of detoxification, starts the process of eliminating the mucus out of the body so you can actually thrive and you can actually have energy from morning till night. I really think we need to stop worrying about protein. We need to stop focusing on protein. There's so much marketing that bombards us from the meat and dairy industry telling us that we have to focus on protein. It's a lie. And vegans are just as caught up in this lie as meat eaters are, and their health suffers for it. Everyone's health is suffering because we're eating these protein-rich diets that are destroying our health. If we just stop focusing on the protein and focus on the carbohydrates, we're going to get everything we need. We give our bodies what we really need. Just like the Hunza tribe in Pakistan and the Abkhazia and the Willapampa. You know, those folks know what's up. Those folks know how to eat. 75% carbohydrates in the diet, 10% protein. That's how you live the longest. That's how you have the most health and the most quality of life. So that is the message for this video. You should subscribe to this channel if you want to learn more about how to be a raw vegan and get rid of that chronic fatigue and the bad skin. And I really think you should be part of the conversation and leave a comment telling me what you're doing, what your life is like, what your diet is like, what are you eating? It's important for all of us to be part of this conversation. So don't just sit there and watch the video and hide. You know, come forward and talk about it with me. That's what we all really need to do to instigate change in this world. So please give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one.